Poboy Special here, and yes, we have a water heater. It does not have water in it, and we wanted to know what calibers or what rounds would make it through a hot water heater. And the way we have it set up, we'll be shooting at it from this angle right here. The reason we chose this setup, you can see the nozzle here and the nozzle here. So on the back side, it is completely bare. On the back side, there's nothing. So we put the nozzles to the side so that if the round makes it completely through, it won't hit a nozzle and won't affect it. So exactly what rounds or what calibers are we going to be using to see what does or does not go through a water heater? Stay tuned, coming right up. The Poboy Special channel. Alright, we chose the, I guess you'd say, most common rounds. We're starting with the 22 long rifle, fired from both a pistol and a rifle. 22 Magnum, going up to 32 ACP, then 38 Special, then 357 Magnum, up to 9mm, 40 caliber, 45 ACP, and then some specialty rounds toward the end you might want to check out and wait around for. So let's see which one of those will go through this hot water heater. Let's get to it. For this testing, we will be using the Heritage Arms Rough Rider 22 long rifle and swapping the cylinder to 22 Magnum, the Henry Survival Rifle with 22 long rifle, the Kel-Tec P32 32 ACP, the 380 will be a Makarov, a true 380, 9x17, and a Rossi 357 Magnum for the 38 Special and 357 Magnum rounds. For the 9mm, we'll have the conversion barrel for the Glock 23, so we can do 9mm and 40 caliber. And for the 45, we have a Kimber Ultra Carry 2. Alright, first up, the 22 long rifle out of our pistol. I've loaded it first with the hollow point, followed by the completely covered copper coated round nose. So let's see what it'll do. Alright, let's go check that out. 2 entrance holes. Let's check around to the back. Nothing in the back. Alright, out of a pistol, did not go through. Let's check out the rifle. Same setup out of the Henry Survival Rifle. First is the hollow point, followed by the solid copper round nose. Alright, let's go see what it did. Heck of a shot. Both rounds almost on top of each other. Let's see around the other side. Nothing. Still an intact water heater. No holes. Alright, let's keep going. Alright, next up is the 22 Magnum. It will be shot out of the Heritage Arms Rough Rider, and you can see that yes, this is a 22 Magnum because here is the cylinder for the 22 long rifles that we shot earlier. So yes, it is a different cylinder, it is a 22 Magnum. So let's see what it'll do.
Alright, let's go check it out. There's our entrance. Go around to the back. Still nothing. So far, 22 long rifle, 22 Magnum, nothing. Alright, next up is our 32 ACP from a little Kel-Tec. First we're going to do a hollow point, then a full metal jacket. And 32 gets a lot of bad rep and saying it's underpowered and it's not very good, so let's throw it in the mix and check it out. Let's go see how it did. Alright, there we go. There's our 2 hits. And there's nothing around the back. Nothing so far. Alright, let's keep going. I'm going to tell you the 357 was quite a noticeable difference. The 38 was the first one here. That was a 357. Let's go around the back. See if either of those made it through. And so far, nothing. Did not make it through. Let's keep going. Alright, next up is the 380 out of our Makarov. It is not a 9x19 or 9x18, it is a 9x17. It is a true 380. 380 kind of gets a bad rap a lot for being underpowered and no penetration, so let's throw it in the mix and find out. Go check it out. Wow, that's probably the smallest and cleanest hole I've seen yet from the 380. Maybe because it has this sticker right here, but let's check out the other side, see if the 380 made it through. Nothing. So far, hot water heater. Alright, next up, everybody's favorite, the 9mm. This is from a Glock 23. You say, Glock 23 is not a 9mm? Yes, I know that. It has a 9mm conversion barrel in it. The 40 caliber barrel is right here. So we have the 9mm conversion barrel. You can see 9x19 stamped right there. So it is a 9mm. So let's see what it'll do. Alright, for the first time, I think we may have gone through. Let's go check it out. Alright, there's our shot placement. Let's go check around the back. Nope. Wow, nothing. No hole in the hot water heater. So far, it's been pretty durable. Let's move up to 40. Alright, the 40 caliber is going to be from the same Glock. Once again, you can see here, this was the double diamond 9mm that we shot earlier, and the original 40 caliber, you can see because it's black, is back in the Glock 23. So 40 caliber, here we go. Alright, let's go check it out. Alright, here's our point of entry with the 40 caliber. Let's move around to the other side and see if 40 caliber goes through. Negative. Water heater stood up to 40 caliber. Let's move to 45. Alright, 230 grain, Kimber Ultra Carry 2, 45 ACP. Let's go check it out. Here we go with the 45. Let's go look on the other side. Nothing. So 45 did not penetrate. Thrown everything I could at it as far as handgun is concerned, from a 22 all the way up to a 45 ACP. No, I don't have a Desert Eagle, or no, I don't have the new Smith & Wesson, but as far as common rounds are concerned, I've thrown everything I could at it. So what's next? Let's bring out the big boys. Alright, next up it's AR-15 time, but first we're going to work our way up to it. First is our head down Provectus AR-15 pistol with a 7.5-inch barrel. And from that, we're going to do just like we did before. We're going to do 2 shots. Your first shot is going to be your hollow point. This is Silver Bear. Then the second shot is going to be, I can't remember if that's Wolf or Tula, but they're both 55 grain. This one's Full Metal Jacket, and this is a small hollow point. Alright, so let's see what a 7.5-inch barrel on an AR-15 pistol will do. Alright, entry point. And let's see if it went around. Go around and see if it went through. Well, I'll let you determine whether or not it made it through. So there you go. Hot water heater, you have met your match, and an AR-15 pistol with a 7.5-inch barrel. Alright, next up, M4 with a Halosun sight. Alright, let's go see what the M4 did. Alright. Got one here. One here. First one was the hollow point. Second one was the Full Metal Jacket, both in 55 grain. Let's go around the back. We had one hole from the pistol. And yes, there's 3 holes. This one, obviously, and one of these was from the pistol, and this is from the AR M4. So M4 and M4. Alright, next up is our mini shot shell. It's a 12 gauge. Yes, we're moving up to the 12 gauge. It's the mini shell, and we brought out an old favorite for this one. We brought out the Sega 12. So I'm curious to see if it'll cycle through this. So you can see it's a very short shell. It only takes up half of the magazine. So let's see if it'll cycle through a Sega 12. No, it did not. The shell still in the chamber. So it did not kick it out. But it did shoot it, so let's go see what it did. Now it did put a pretty good size hole in that. I mean, that's the size of my thumb. So that mini shot shell put a big old hole going in, but let's see if it went all the way through. All right, go around. We've marked the AR-15 exits, and there's not an exit from that. I do not see that mini shot shell exited. We've marked those. Those are from the AR-15s, the pistol and the M4, but I do not see an exit from that mini shot shell. Very interesting. So the hot water heater stops a 12 gauge mini shell. Alright, next up is what they package calls a hollow point. I don't know if you'd really consider that a hollow point or not. I'll let you be the judge of that, but it is just a lead 1 ounce slug followed by the complete coated copper slug. So we will shoot the lead one first and then the copper one next. Alright, first the lead, what they call a hollow point, then the full coated copper with the Sega 12 See All night sight. Let's go check it out. Wow, those holes are pretty big. I mean, that's 2 fingers size right there. Alright, let's go around, see if indeed it made it through. And I'm gonna say, oh, very surprising result. We have 1 hole, that's it. And it did not make it through. It's just a huge bulge. I would have bet money that both of those would have gone through, but they did not. It just made a huge dent right here. Did not go through. Very surprising indeed. We'll mark that one. Got 1 more to show you. Next up is your military 9 pellet. It does say 9 pellets on here. Military 9 pellet double-aught buck. We're going to see if double-aught buck will go through that water heater from the same Sega 12. Alright, let's go check it out. Alright, it advertised 9 pellets. Let's see how many we can find. Got 1 here, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's maybe 2 right here. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 maybe. I don't see any other holes. So unless it went in a hole that was already been made, I see 1 here, here, maybe 2 here, here, and here. Maybe right there as well. Alright, let's go check the other side and see if any of these double-aught buck went through. And starting from the top, working our way down, there's 1 little bitty pellet right there. And maybe right there. So 1 pellet made it through. And maybe 2 out of 9. So there you have it. Were you surprised at the results? What did you think would go through the hot water heater? I mean, we threw everything we could think at it, everything from a 22 to a 45 in handguns. We did the traditional AR and we did shotgun. So what do you think would have gone through it? Yes, I know we don't have the 50 caliber or the AK-47, but the AK-47, really, it'll go through it. No matter what round you put in it, it's going to go through it. But as far as the handgun rounds are concerned, I would have thought that the 40 caliber, maybe 9mm would have gone through it, but it didn't. So, what have we learned from this? What can you take away from this? Other than it was really hot today and had a lot of fun and got to shoot up a hot water heater, somebody is after you, hide behind the hot water heater if they have a handgun, because if that's full of water, there's no way that a handgun round is going to go through that. If they have a rifle, well, hope they don't have an AR, and if they have a shotgun, hope they got double-aught buck or a mini shell in it. So, hope you enjoyed this, and put in the comments below what you would have thought would have gone through the hot water heater, and whether or not you were surprised with the results. Don't forget to like, subscribe, because you saw it here on the Poboy Special channel. Alright, if you're wondering what kind of optic I had on the AR-15 pistol, it is a See-All night sight. It's the See-All sight night sight. It has the tritium glow in it. Alright, and on the Glock, I have the ATS. And on that ATS I chose the green for the rear and the Firefly pink for the front. So that's what kind of sight picture you get from it.